Nicholas is gonna tell us what he likes about level 4. Is there anything that you don't like a lot? Like what do you don't like?
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way, don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need.
So now we're going to do the lesson practice. What we'll do is that I'll do one, you do one. Yeah. I'll do one, you do one. So you can kind of, so we can do it together, okay? This is a hard concept. What did you think of it? You didn't like the concept. It was a hard concept, but you got it right. So that's the most important part, right? It just takes a little longer for us to do. I think the more you do it, the more it'll get easier, okay? So I'll do the first one. Okay, we have our scratch paper here. This is our favorite one.
I like that book.
Yeah, and The Good and the Beautiful actually has, you could purchase this.
We should get one.
But we already have so many, I don't have, that's why I didn't purchase that one, because I already have this one. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. So 18 divided by 423. And mind you, I'm not really good at this either, okay? So you're gonna see how I do it, and then you're gonna do one, I'm gonna do one.
I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other.
We are done the lesson practice. Nicholas did, you did 4 equations, I did 3 equations. So that's kind of how we do it, is I do a little bit of the equations.
Because when I get the concept, only when I get it. If I don't get it, I have to do all of them by myself because I need more practice.
Exactly. So if Nicholas doesn't understand the concept, then I get him to do it all by himself. But I knew from the lesson practice that he understood the concept. So what we did is that I did a little bit of it and he did a little bit of it, just so it's not so long. And it's nice because we can work on it together. It allows me to practice the concept too. So just in case he has any questions along the way, I can answer the questions. So now that he's finished his lesson practice, now he's gonna go on to his review. And Nicholas, I was looking here at the stuff and I feel like every single thing you can do.
Oh yeah.
Because there's nothing really like, if there's like, this is how I do it. So if Nicholas has like multiplication problems, division problems, I kind of pick and choose what he does. So for example, okay, this one you did everything.
I don't know.
And usually on other lessons, like for example, this lesson here that we did, mental math multiplication. He didn't do actually all of the equations. I didn't do it with him either because he understood the concept, so I didn't get him to do all of it. So that cuts the lesson. It becomes more manageable, the time it takes. So that's kind of what we do, and I feel like it's been working really well doing it that way. But if I see that Nicholas understands the concept, I'm not gonna make him do every single thing, and that's just the way I do things. So for example, here, the review. I got him to do the points on the coordinate. I got him to do all of the multiply and divide decimals. He did the conversions, he did all this. The only thing that I cut down on is his division and multiplication problems because I know he has mastered this. So he didn't have to do it all. So, but if he got one wrong, I would get him to do another one. Okay, until we understand that he gets it. So sometimes the lesson will tell you to go to the back of the book and do the multiplication mastery chart, which we have been doing throughout the year. Okay, we're gonna do set C. Okay, just for mastery. 5 times 6?
30.
5 times 7?
35.
6 times 3?
18.
6 times 8. Okay, Nicholas is taking a little break. He's gonna take a little water break. If he feels like he needs to take a break, guess what? He's going to take a break. If he feels like he can continue with his review, he'll continue with his review. And that's the beauty of homeschooling, is your child can take breaks as needed. So that's kind of like what we're doing right now, is he's just taking a little break, a water break, and then he's going to do his lesson review. Okay, let me show you a little bit of how Math 4 looks like. So one of the things that I like about Math 4 is how independent the child gets at this level. And it's quite a game changer, because Math 3, you'll notice that there's no video lessons. The child isn't supposed to be independent, so you're teaching the lesson, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I do like that this gives us the option of our child to be more independent. I would say like probably 6 to 7 of the lessons out of the 120 lessons don't have video lessons, and there's just like a lesson. So that's pretty great. So the child can actually do the lesson, the video lesson on their own, or they can do the mini lesson on their own, or you can do the mini lesson with the child. You could do the video lesson with the child. You actually sit down and do the lesson. And then after they do the lesson, there's always a lesson practice, okay? So some type of lesson practice. I'll show you this one right here. Let me go a little bit more into the middle. So there's the video lessons, and then there's always like a lesson practice, and then there's review. So it has that spiral approach. So there's always going to be that spiral approach where the review, it reviews things that your child already knows. I would say the sweet spot for us when it comes to math, I think it takes Nicholas anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes to complete a math lesson and his review, all of it. Sometimes maybe 45 minutes if it's like a more of a hard concept, but I think today, I think it was 30 minutes, I'm gonna say. And it depends on how motivated he is too. Sometimes Nicholas is just not in the greatest mood, and he will take a little bit longer. But if we start the day off with a really good mood, he can finish his lesson much quicker. So it really depends on him as well. Another thing that they will have, this particular unit has, how many units does this have? 4 units, okay. Has 4 units, and in the end of each unit, there's going to be a kind of like a unit assessment. So you can kind of see, okay, where does my child need work on? What happens if if your child needs a little bit more work? You can go over those concepts with your child. I use IXL as like a kind of like a review and practice. So if I see Nicholas needs a little bit more help with mixed fractions, let's say, or simplifying fractions, I will go on IXL and I will get maybe like a lesson for him there with review questions, and he'll just do that. So that's kind of what I do. It's not very common that he needs a lot of practice, and I like that The Good and the Beautiful has that spiral approach, because he will go over these things again. It'll review it again and again. So I do like that with The Good and the Beautiful. And if he gets to a concept again in the review and he's like, oh man, like I don't remember how to do this, we'll go back to the lesson where it explains that concept. And because it has the mini lessons, we could just go, okay, let's go over the little mini lessons and see the concept again and reinforce it. So I love that. So in the beginning, how we used to do it is Nicholas actually did not do the video lessons. The actual concepts for him were very, very easy. So he felt like he didn't need to do the video lessons. And I said, you know what, honey, if you feel like you don't need to do the video lessons, then you don't have to do the video lessons. We'll just do the mini lesson. So what he liked me doing is just the little mini lesson with him. The thing is, with the video lessons, it goes more into detail. You're going to see, like, how do you use math, this concept? How do you use this concept in real life? How can you apply it to real life? I really like that The Good and the Beautiful does that. There's some times where there is, like, actual Bible stories associated with it. There was one, they were talking about the lost sheep, the prodigal son. It relates a lot to the real world, but also God. So I really like that. I think that if you're secular, I don't think it would bother you like a lot, but I mean, everything is free online. These lessons and the videos. So you could take a look at it yourself, you know? So I like that The Good and the Beautiful offers so many different ways for us to do the lesson. Now, towards the middle of the actual course book, that's when Nicholas started doing the video lessons more. And that's just because, one, the concepts started to get a little bit more harder. So sometimes he didn't even have to do the mini lessons in the beginning. He could just go straight to the lesson practice and he could finish it, because he's pretty strong in math. So he would see it and he's like, I kind of know how to do this, mommy. Do I have to do the lesson? And I'm like, no, you don't. If you could do the lesson practice on your own and you understand it, I'm not going to make you do more work if you understand it, but you have to show me that you understand it. And he has showed me. Then once it started getting a little bit harder, he started doing the lesson on his own. And that's how he's doing it now. He can grab his math book. The answer key, what you'll notice here is that it won't tell you the answer in detail. That could be a pro or a con for you. So I use this as a pro for me, okay? I use it to my advantage. So if Nicholas is doing an equation, I'll tell him, go check your work. And if you get it wrong, try again. You see the answer here, yes, but you won't see how to get that answer. You're going to show me the work on how to get that answer. And then if he gets it wrong again, we'll do it again. But that's kind of how I use it to my advantage. Level 7, I think they start showing the actual work when it comes to how to get that answer. And I think it's something that maybe they're changing for the newer levels. But I know that's one thing that once you get to the harder concepts, I think we want to see how that answer is done. And the concepts are getting much more trickier. Like even today's lesson, I'm be honest with you, like I needed to do that lesson on my own. I did it the day before because I knew I was going to film this video. So I said, you know what, let me check what we're going to be doing. And I looked at the concept and I was like, what? I don't remember doing this in school. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I did a little mini lesson and then I understood it. And then Nicholas did the lesson today and he said, man, this is a little hard. But he was doing so well. Nicholas second guesses himself a lot. So sometimes he'll be like, oh, am I doing this right? Like, and he is doing it right. So I came to him, I'm like, you're doing awesome. Like, you're doing great. You're doing it right. I actually was doing it wrong. So he really enjoys it. He's been doing amazing. And I feel like this has been such a good fit for Nicholas. And he's going to tell us a little bit about how he feels about math. And I'll be honest with you, from level 3 to level 4, this is night and day. This has been my favorite level so far, and that says a lot. And I think it's because of how independent your child is going to be. Your child doesn't have to be, but I'm telling you right now, an independent child makes homeschooling so much more easier. It also helps with if you have multiple kids. I'm telling you right now, Nicholas, I think 80% he's independent in his studies. Language arts, and I'm talking about like everything together, like all the subjects. But when it comes to language arts and math, I think he's even like 90%. Like 10% is me. The rest is like very independent, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it's good for them too, because once they get older, like when you get to like university, college, if that's the route you want to take, your child has to be more independent. And I think that's why homeschoolers thrive so much in university and college, is because you have to be more independent. You can't depend on a teacher all the time. So I think that is a huge thing. And I feel like The Good and the Beautiful, they offer that independence in their language arts and in their math when it comes to level 4 and up. So I'm really enjoying it, guys. This has been the best year so far for us. And I just love the variety of how we can do the lessons. I love the way it's laid out. I love how engaging it is. I love how the video lessons is real life. Real life is in the video lessons. Like even today, right, Nicholas?
Oh, yeah.
Like real life. Like it tells you, I like how we know how we're incorporating math into real life. To me, Nicholas is going to tell us what he likes about level 4. Okay, and you can tell us what you don't like about it either. Like, you just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us.
So one thing I like about the level 4 is that every time I learn a lesson, like do a lesson, I learn a lot of facts, animals, about countries, other places like Antarctica.
Like it's almost like it incorporates geography, science, right? In a way, right? Okay.
So
the Bible, you told me a lot.
Oh yeah, the Bible incorporates it a lot. The Bible, and I like that. I want to be closer to God.
So it's a way that you could get closer to God too. That's sweet. Is there anything that you don't like a lot? Like what do you don't like?
Not really. There's nothing that I don't like.
What do you think about this level? Like, has it compared to level 3?
Level 3, what I don't like, remember how long it took us?
It took us much more longer. It took a little bit more time to finish, more towards the hour mark.
Yeah.
To finish level 3. Level 4 is half the time if we think about it, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the video lessons, how they shortened it.
And also explaining it takes a while.
Right, they go straight to the point in this one. Like I feel like, and also I'm not the one teaching you, so it's not The video lessons make it easier.
Yeah.
The mini lessons make it easier.
Yeah,
If you
that's
understand a concept, you could just do it on your own. So I think
Yeah.
that the flexibility of that, you know? So yeah, definitely. Anything else you want to add? Are you excited for level 5? Because
Oh, yeah.
we're going into level 5. If you want to see our picks for the new year, I already have that video up. But what do you think about going into level 5? Have I showed you?
No, you haven't.
I haven't showed you, but anyways, it's pretty much the same layout. Actually, I did show you. Remember,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
less
I
review.
remember, yeah.
There's less review,
There's much less review.
and there's a little bit more lesson practice. Okay, so
But I'm fine with that. If I get the concept so easily in these lessons, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, I think review takes almost a little longer than the lesson itself.
sometimes, yeah. But I think review is good though because
Yeah,
you're
it's
reviewing
good.
concepts, right? So
Because it's a lot of random, like, I don't know what I'm going to get for review. And then I can't really, like, practice ahead of that. Well, I can go look.
you have to
but
remember.
I have to remember a lot of stuff in review. There's a lot of stuff to remember.
Right.
So that's why it takes a little longer.
But I think that's good.
That's good.
That's good because you're reviewing everything, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good for you because then you could kind of forget about the concept, right? But so far, I think level 4 has been a success,
It's
right?
been good.
The best year so far for math, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think it's been the best so far because we've been really busy lately.
Mm-hmm.
And we still fly through the math. I expected us to be late, but we weren't.
How many lessons do you have left?
In math, I have 11.
Are you going to go straight to math 5? Or are you going to take a little break? Do you want to do like some review with IXL maybe?
Yeah, I think I want to do. I still want to do some homeschool in
in summer. We're
summer, so I don't forget. Like, it's much harder to get into schedule,
into a routine.
into
Yeah.
a routine.
So we're still going to do a little bit, maybe some IXL for the summer, and then you'll decide when we start
Yeah.
math 5 again once you're ready.
And also another thing I like about it is that I can finish every homeschool, like all my homeschool, in around like maybe 11, 12. I can finish.
We're always finished early, right?
11,
And the thing is
12-ish.
that you decide. Like if you
Yeah.
decide that you want to wake up super early,
Yeah.
remember that time when you wanted to wake up super early and you're like, oh, I'm finished homeschool by 9:30 in the morning.
know.
And then you were seeing kids going to school and you were already finished school.
I know.
So the beauty of homeschool is that you can actually finish early
Yeah.
if you want to. And if you have a good attitude, guess
Yeah.
what?
I'm gonna finish it flying.
You're gonna fly through it, right? So it just depends on your attitude, right?
Yeah.
Are you frustrated sometimes with math?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been a little frustrated sometimes.
Yeah. Like
It's
today, when you looked at it, you're like, oh no, this is gonna be
I
hard.
know.
But what do you think of the concept so
But
far
it was
now?
pretty easy. So first the concept, when I was doing the lesson has a little part where you just do like one equation.
Yes.
I was getting a little frustrated with that, and I needed some help with mommy, just a little bit of help, just.
And I think you were doing it right. You were
yeah.
actually doing it right.
Yeah, but the problem is my confidence. If I don't have very good confidence, I'm not going to do it right.
Right.
At all.
But now you feel confident. I feel
Oh,
like you
yeah.
are confident, right? And I think that confidence comes
Yes.
once you start doing more review,
Yeah.
right? And it's gonna introduce it again in a review.
And what I can't believe too is that when I was like at the first lesson of this level 4, I was like, this is so hard, this is so difficult. And now I'm just flying through it.
Right.
And that's amazing to me, like,
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Mind blowing. I forgot to mention mental math. They do come with mental math, this map mysteries. And during our move, I actually lost this mental math and I just recently found it again. So during the summer, I'm going to pick it back up. I think we went up into lesson like 56. 58. So I'm going to pick this back up in the summer and we'll just do it during the summer mental math. But they do come with this mental math, and then in the end there seems like there's like some type of story that the child reads, and whenever they complete a certain amount of lessons they get a sticker, and it's almost like they're solving like a mystery of some sort. So it's kind of cute how they do this. So this is part of the curriculum, and I believe once they finish the unit, there's like so you wait to read this book until after you have completed the course book, and they're going to read this. And I don't know if it's good or not, but I mean, Jenny Phillips, usually she writes really amazing things, so we'll see how this goes. So it took Nicholas 10 minutes and 57 seconds to finish off his review. He did a good job. He only did one of the equations here wrong, which is the decimal place where he has to move the decimal place. He moved it to the wrong spaces, but that's okay. And then all the other things he got right. So I think that this lesson in particular, I would say 10 minutes for each section. So lesson, practice, 10 minutes, so that's 20 minutes, and then review 10 minutes. And then I would add another 5 minutes for the actual reviewing the multiplication review. So I think this lesson was a good 35 minutes, give or take. So let me know what you guys think about that amount of time for a lesson. Usually that's our sweet spot, is 30 to 35 minutes, 40 minutes max. So pretty good. And Nicholas, I have a special message here for you.
Okay.
Can you shine the message? Go. What does it say?
Amazing. A+, yay!
Let me see.
Hey guys, tune in next time for Life with Gina. What's your channel?
Hey
guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to tune in next time to see some other amazing videos.
Look over here on the circle.
Okay guys, that's my honest review on I sound like a bot.
I sound like a bot.
That sounds terrible.
It's hard talking to the camera.
Hey guys.